What's up? Welcome to today's stream. I'm William. Saturday, January 6th. It's the anniversary of the January 6th, whatever that day was. I forget what they want to call it these days. The supposed insurrection. It's what, third year, fourth year anniversary? I don't know. Happened a while ago. But anyway, good morning. Welcome to the day stream. I don't really have an agenda today, so this could be anything. Or it could be nothing. Or it could be a mix of something and nothing. I don't know. But I do know is that I needed to stream because I didn't stream yesterday. So as a result, I am forced to stream today. Because I'm trying to hit four streams this week. But yeah, there's all kinds of things I can do. I can either work on my excuse for content project, or I don't know, I could work on work. It's all work. Or I could just browse the internet and talk shit about a bunch of stuff. Or we could watch some videos. I don't know. Let me make sure I close out. I have work stuff still open. Let me close out one of these windows with my work stuff on it. I guess I'm good now. Yeah, looks like I'm good. All right, I'll share my screen. All right, yeah, so I just have to do a quick announcement to make sure that I let folks know that I'm streaming. All right, so like I was saying, I don't really have an agenda today. I just needed to stream. So this could be me doing work. I don't know, I can edit this video that I was supposed to edit that I never started editing, that I never finished editing. I could also work on my excuse for content project, or I can just like browse the internet. Let's start off with browse the internet. Let's see what's on the internet today. And of course I'm on Reddit, so let's refresh. Let's see what we got going on here. What? That would be gay. Like what? Like no, like what the hell? Spent 3 weeks writing this. I really wish there was an easier way to do this. Game dev is fun, but it's so repetitive. Wow, this got to be fake. Obviously, what they did was they obviously just put 10,520 blank lines, and then they printed that. There's no way that they actually did this. Make a Where's Waldo picture. That's funny. .NET and C# make me feel like everything else is honestly, like, I'm not even gonna lie. C# is, well, in the .NET platform, they're probably my favorite ever. And I remember when I left that ecosystem to work on like data stuff, and then when I came back into software, it was the Node ecosystem, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like people actually build software this way. That was my introduction to open source, by the way. And it didn't, initially I was just like, what the hell is this? Even now, like I still prefer .NET, even to this day, even though I haven't actually used .NET in, I don't know, like eight or 10 years. But let's see what they got to say about .NET. Not trying to be a fanboy. I have a really hard time trying to see the upsides of other platforms. I mean, I feel you. So Java, it's got a good ecosystem, or so they say. I haven't seen anything like Avalonia or Blazor in Java, for instance. But the language is utter garbage. Highly agree. Java is trash. And I'm not willing to put up the astronomical amount of useless boilerplate it requires for everything. So when I was in school, my sophomore year in high school, or it's just my junior year. It was sophomore or junior year. It's been a while, forgive me. But we learned Java. Like it was for the entire year. That's what we did the entire class in. This was our computer science, our advanced computer science class. And like even back then, I hated Java. Like I hated the tooling. I hated the website. I hated the docs. I hated the language. I was just like, it's so much stuff. And this is coming from C for me, right? So anyway, JavaScript. I don't think this needs explanation. It does. You need some explanation. Because the NPM ecosystem and JavaScript are two separate things. They're not the same thing, sir. To me, looks like a bizarre freak circus full of clowns that instead of laughter give me pain and despair. Well, I mean, all right. Hey Siri, turn off the alarm. Yes, stop the bedroom. God damn it. All right, Python. I can't really take this language seriously. Not only due to lack of proper type system. So I used to be a strong proponent of type systems. I still am, but yeah. I don't need as many guardrails from the computer. I don't need as much help from my computer anymore. But I do appreciate type systems. If I had to choose between a type system and not a type system, I would only pick a type system if I can get type inference and I don't have to actually think about types. Only when I want to, which is why I like TypeScript a lot. All right, so like, yeah, I don't really care about that part, but also due to the lack of the same package management. I care more about this white space being significant than anything. The fact that it does machine-wide dependency management is straight out hilarious and idiotic to me. Well, I mean, yeah, but can't you use an environment? Can you create an environment? I don't know. That's how I've done it. But I use Conda like for my Python environment. So there's that. The entire thing feels like it was intended as a replacement for BAT files, and it's not a real programming platform. It's for serious projects. Well, sir, there are serious projects being built with Python, so that says more about you than Python. And I'm saying this as a Python hater. Like, I don't like Python. and I'm not gonna say anything about the people who program in Python, but I don't like Python. But even I know enough to be like, man, there's a lot of serious stuff being written in Python, and it's just as shitty as Java and JavaScript. It's it ain't going away from the shitty. Like, it's just as shitty as the rest of them. PHP cannot be taken seriously either. All right, this person seems like a person who doesn't make money, because as far as I understand, Facebook is PHP, and there is an entire continent of PHP developers, and they're employed by a bunch of corporations who are using PHP. And it seems like all of the web stuff for the JavaScript and the Node ecosystem is just going more towards what PHP was doing, or in my case, ASP.NET was doing. That's how I look at it. Everyone's like, oh, it's becoming PHP. I'm like, I mean, we have async await now, which is very much a C#.NET thing. We have this concept of reactive extensions, which comes from the C# line. Like the Actor framework is Java, but C# has its own way of doing that kind of crap. Anyways, Kotlin, kind of acceptable if you need to touch the JVM for anything. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Kotlin. I learned Kotlin by accident. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I learned Kotlin by accident. It's not because I wanted to learn it. It's because that's what Android apps are written in. So it's just like, well, I've seen it so much now where it's like I basically know it. Plus, it's like any other language. So Rust, you have my respect. Stark, I don't like Rust. I haven't used this in production, but when the moment comes that I need extra performance, I will surely get a hold of it. I don't like this idea that people think that just simply writing in a language means that their stuff will be more performant. And I know that in Rust, yeah, that's technically the case. Like, it will be faster. But, you can also shave speed on like using the best algorithms and the proper data structures for the tasks that you're trying to solve. Now, granted, you're not going to get out of the overhead of these memory managed languages and all that kind of stuff. But I think reaching for the tool to solve the problem over making your stuff better first, I think that's what I really have an issue with. But I don't have a strong issue against this. This is actually, it's respectable. Golang, I can't stand the fact that the language creator believes that all developers are weak-minded. Also not willing to if error nil in every other line of code. Well, I mean, things can fail and they're forcing you to deal with it. And I'm gonna be honest, are they wrong? Because if you don't force a developer to deal with these types of things like errors, then they won't. And if, I don't know, like the software I've used, maybe this guy's only used good software, but most of the software I use is trash. So I actually respect this, even though I don't like Go. TypeScript, best mainstream language of the century, but suffers the problems of the JS ecosystem. I don't know. I don't know. It's good. I wouldn't call it the best, especially of the century, unless he's talking about just since 2000. But even then, there have been a lot of amazing languages that have come out since 2000. Some of them have much more impact than TypeScript ever will. Yeah, because as far as I understand, TypeScript doesn't enable anything for the end user. It's all about the developer. It doesn't actually increase runtime performance. So yeah, it's purely a developer experience type of language, which I guess you're handling certain classes of errors because the type system will help you there. But I don't know. I don't want to say that's for people. Maybe it is. Ruby is irrelevant. Well, if it were, I wonder if this dude checks in code to GitHub. I'm just curious, because for him to say that Ruby is irrelevant is to say that GitHub is irrelevant. Because it's when I was at GitHub, the app was built in Ruby, and as far as I know, it's still in Ruby on Rails. And the current company I'm at, our product is written in Ruby, and many other startups that are new and becoming like really a big thing, their stuff, they have Ruby code too. So I don't understand this. Anyway, also dynamic languages are guest driven, hope driven development. Well, that's for you, buddy. Where you guess what your code is doing. I wonder if this person has a CS degree, because when I was in computer science classes, we did this thing called whiteboarding, except our whiteboarding was to write the program, like literally every single thing, including the weird what do you call it, like tabs, like make sure that was formatted, writing the squiggly braces. I don't know why I know how to write these things so well. It's probably because of that. But we used to have to write the answers on our test. Like literally, we had to write programs by hand. So this person is saying that you have to guess what your code is doing. No, sir. You need to read what the hell your code is doing. And if you have to guess, that just means that you don't understand how the thing works, which is a you problem, not a language problem. But that's just me. That's just my opinion on this. And hope that it doesn't crash with idiotic type errors in the user space. For what it's worth, I'm not a Ruby fan. Like all these languages I'm defending. In fact, most of these languages on here, I'm not the biggest fan of. The only one that I actually like is TypeScript. That's like literally the only one on this entire list, other than .NET or C#. .NET's not a freaking language. But yeah, C#, love it. .NET platform, love it. In fact, I loved it so much, I bought the book that Microsoft wrote on building framework, like framework design and that kind of thing. It's a really good book. All in all, I see no reason for these languages to exist with the exception of Rust. Oh, just because you don't see something. I wonder, like, is this dude like worth $1 billion? Like, does he have like multiple companies? Or is he just like some random person who hasn't done anything? It's like, because I see no reason, and all of a sudden there must be no reason because I don't see it. Because I've done so much in my life, I surely would have seen a language that's suited for some purpose that I don't understand. It's like it's just like, this is ignorant speaking, and I'm very good at sussing out ignorant speak because I grew up around ignorance. Like, just, I grew up around ignorance. So I'm very good at seeing statements that are based in ignorance. And this is one of them. Like, I see no reason for this language. It's like, well, who are you? Anyway, why would I consider any of these production code or any of these for production code when C# and .NET 8 exist? I have just one reason. Other people. That right there. Other people. Most people don't know C# or .NET. So a good reason to start your project with another language is because other people know that language. I mean, that's just reason number one, right? Reason number two is, well, up until now, .NET wasn't available really for any other platform. You had it through the Mono framework, but even now it's not the same 100%. I mean, it is, but it's not really across, Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. So there's that. And then there's the the license. Not everybody wants to pay Microsoft these license fees. Not everybody wants to run their applications on a Windows IIS server or deal with the hard. Well, I guess technically you could run it through Nginx and all that. But yeah, my point being is that other people. I think that's it. Other people. I'm not gonna read these comments. All right, what else is on the internet today? Stop using third parties. Okay. Using AI to make a short film before making the full non-AI feature during a pitch. Update a 1K laptop scam. What? When you like to smell other. I remember this. The sound is funny. I wonder if they're gonna have the other clip of the guy who turns into a horse and starts running. Nah, they don't. They should have had it though. Best way to travel to the other side of the world. I've done that a few times. I took a plane. Okay. Cost effective for a family of four. Sir, I don't know if there are any. Yeah, I think flying an airplane. Yeah, that's the way I did it. Somebody actually responded to it though. Yeah, one thing I will never do is go to Google Flights to find the flight, unless I go there first just because I know for a fact United doesn't fly it, so I want to find other Star Alliance partners. But even then, I will then go to United and book it there because I have status and I need that. It makes your flying experience so much better. When you get to chill in the lounge, you get free upgrades. You know, you get the board first. That's worth it. Worth its weight. Let's see. I don't know what that is. 2 months student software engineer position and can't write a single line of code. Oh, that describes a lot of describes a lot of people coming out of school. They're like, oh, I have the CS degree. It's like, yeah, but you don't know how to do anything. But I want to read this just to see what this person has to say about it. I started this new job around 2 months ago. It's the first technical job. I can't even talk right now. It's the first technical job I've had, and I'm so overwhelmed and lost. I work with a team of 4 other software developers who mostly work remotely. While as student hire, I have to come into the office. I mean, I had to come into the office too. They gave me some tips, training for 2 days, and then assigned me tasks to implement some small functions and do some unit testing in the software. This project consists of hundreds of Python files. That's not that many. And although I only have to write a few lines of code typically, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing and just stare at the code for hours panicking. This sounds to me like a poor employee. I will never, like, there was never a time where I've ever sat trying to accomplish something for hours and not say something within minutes. If I don't know what I'm doing, like, it's within 20, 30, 40 minutes, I'm like asking, like, all right, help, like, where should I start? That's always a good one. And before you even, like, when you get the task assigned, before you even like stop the conversation, all right, well, where should I start? What are the files that I really need to look at? This sounds to me like he's just poor communicator. This isn't a technical issue, by the way. This is what I get at when, if you've ever heard me talk about people just don't know how to communicate, this is what I'm referring to. It's like, this is not a technical problem. This is a you problem. You don't know how to work with others, collaborate. Anyway, I can look at the code and understand that the code is trying to do a bit, but that's it. I need to get my water. About to choke. I can't complete a task without help. Okay, that's fine. When I do ask for help, I feel like I'm embarrassing myself because I know some of it has already been gone over with me. Well, this right here is ego. So not only does this person have a communication problem, he has an ego problem. Or she. I'm gonna go with he. I don't care if it's a she. I'm gonna say he because it's shorter by one character. So when he's asked for help, he's embarrassed. This is ego. Who gives a fuck how you feel? Like, keep your feelings at home. This is not for us. This is for women and children to have feelings and bring that shit into work. Who gives a fuck how you feel? I can't just plug in the code to ChatGPT. So this is why he didn't know how to do anything. He's a ChatGPT graduate. He went to college and he probably had ChatGPT for the last 1 or 2 years. And he thought that just because he passed those assignments, he knew what he was doing. That's my take so far without finishing, but let me finish. I can't just plug in the code to ChatGPT, obviously, but I wish I could just ask what's going on. And so he knows what to do. That's another problem. This person knows what to do. He knows that he should ask what's going on, but instead of asking a human what's going on, he thinks that he should be able to ask ChatGPT what's going on. I don't know. Maybe his problems, I don't know. Honestly, maybe he's not meant for the industry. I don't know. I will say that I know that there's this whole push about how anybody and everybody can be in this industry and do this thing. That's cope. It's false. Absolutely false. It's never been true. And yeah, it's unfortunate that we lead people into this and like they get in and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Hopefully, he'll persist. Hopefully. But he's already talking about feelings. I don't know. I have to be very careful with Googling, but I'll research for hours and still be lost. okay, these two clauses don't really align. They don't have anything to do with each other, but okay. I've done 3 programming classes, included data structures and algorithms in C++, but I feel like absolutely nothing that could have helped me. See, he's right. And this is why I say that these are easy. You're not actually solving these problems. These problems are already solved. All you have to do is learn the solution. But a lot of people just do that. They just learn the solution. They just learn the code without understanding the problems that led to that solution. So they're going about it backwards. So yes, you can go and implement, an algorithm, that it's literally the instructions. You just go and write it in your language of choice. But that's not really what the programming part is. The programming part is the problem solving bit, which, I don't know if you do a lot of that in your data structures and algorithms class, right? Like, you're given these trivial problems that have already been solved, and you get a lot of context around it, and you're basically led to a solution. At least that's how I feel. Maybe for those of you who are in college, you're like, nah, this is hard. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's not that hard. When you start thinking about it from the problem and not the solution, a lot of this stuff seems fairly straightforward. Especially all you have to do is understand it. It's not like you have to come up with it, which is why I say it's easy. Because as someone who's came up with stuff, but also as someone who's actually like understood stuff, the difference is astounding, right? Like, to understand is a lot more simple than to come up with your own thing. All right, yeah. So whatever. I spent my entire junior year working on my portfolio. All right, so he must be a new graduate. He's talking about junior year. I don't even remember junior year. I don't even know how old I was junior year, or what year it was that I was a junior, which may explain why I have no idea how many years ago I was a junior. I don't even know what year it was. So I spent my entire junior year working on my portfolio every day. Portfolio? Is he like a design student? What the hell? I'm curious, out of anybody who's here, who has a portfolio? I've never in my life have had a portfolio. Although, I guess that could be nice. Although I do have things that I can point to where I'm like, I built that. In any of you, if you've ever submitted an eFOIA request, you might be using a little bit of my code there to get your request into the government. Let's see here. So I'm somewhat confident in my abilities when hired. I'm starting over with the basics and studying Python in my spare time, but I feel hopeless. So he doesn't know the language. That's what it sounds like. He got a job. He's like, oh, I'm a computer scientist. I should know everything. And then he's defeated by Python. It's wrapped around his neck, choking his ass out. All right, it's a student position. But oh god dang, even in a student position? Damn. All right, well, I don't know. I was about to say, man, maybe just persist, but a student position? All right, because I'm so used to someone else could have gotten this position. Well, that's the case for everything. So, yeah. Control S, every other editor. Vim. I actually don't know what Control S does in Vim. Dang, this sucks. I didn't even know that washing machines had, or is this a dryer? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Let's go in and out 20 minutes. Oh, dude, the new season of Rick and Morty, I need to get it. I think it's season 7. I've noticed that the animation has changed, and I'm not really, it seems like the writing has changed too, where it's not as fun, but I still need to get season 7 just to see what's there. Is there a way to narrow the key of a generic type? Yes, there is, but I'm not going to, hopefully somebody answered them. I'm not about to answer. I did respond to some people. I don't know how to get to that though from here. Like, I don't know how to see my posts, so yeah. Working a 9-to-5 job isn't a hell on earth I've seen people claim it is. Well, all right. I want to read, all right, I'm gonna read this because as someone who has a 9-to-5 job and as someone who's come back to working in 9-to-5 jobs, I also have a unique perspective on working a 9 to 5 job or working for someone else. Good morning, Casual Comments. How you doing? Oh, that reminds me. I need to add you. Let me do that right quick. Invite you as a guest. So I'm making it the longest period that I can add you, 60 days. So you'll be able to access one of our channels for 60 days. This is in my Slack workspace, by the way. This isn't like Discord where it's free and like, you know, anyone can hop in and out when they please. I know you emailed me your thing. Let me find that. Not emailed me, you messaged me. I was about to say, didn't you message me like yesterday? God dang, I had to scroll down far. Okay, let me send that off right quick. All right, cool. So you should get an invite now. All right, so to start, I wish that this person would have capitalized his I and put the apostrophe below it. I'd just like to say that I know working a 9 to 5 has its downsides. Okay, and then it's often incredibly stressful for a lot of people. See, all right, already, just a few, just not even a sentence in, or just a sentence in. I find it ironic that people who have absolutely who is this calling me? People who have very little responsibility are stressed out. Like, let's think about it. If you are a 9 to 5 worker, you have a job where it starts when you get there and it ends at around 4 or 5 p.m. You have no people dependent on you to make sure that they can feed their families or put a roof over their family's head or have insurance. Like, you're not doing any of that. Literally all you're doing is worrying about yourself. You're driving from home to work, putting in a couple hours maybe of actual work, and then you leave. So the fact that this person thinks that a 9 to 5 is incredibly stressful, this tells me this is a person who's never built or done anything in his life. Because if you built or done anything in your life, you will know and understand in your bones that having a 9 to 5 job is the easiest thing that you can do, which is why most people do it, because that's the easiest thing. If it were easier to go and build your own business and employ people, everyone else would be doing that, but that's not what we see. So already this tells me that either this person is entitled and thinks that, like, you know, their 9 to 5 job should just be them sitting there. I have a hard time respecting this type of, I'm gonna read it. I have a hard time respecting people like this because, you know, my grandpa wasn't like this, and I was raised more to be like him and to understand what hard work is. Nobody who's working a 9 to 5 is out in the fucking field digging ditches, laying down concrete, or going into like weird crawl spaces to deal with broken pipes. Like nobody's doing that. In fact, while I'm here doing my 9-to-5 job, sometimes I hear the work that's being done outside, because the area they're building up stuff all the time. I see people putting roofs on houses. I'll start my day at around 8, and they're out there before I start my day, because they're out there. I'm walking my dog and they're already working. And then I come in here and I sit at my desk in the AC, in the convenience of my home, and I just sit here and do my 9-to-5. When I'm done and I take Roscoe back out for his afternoon walk, they're still out there on the fucking roof, putting the roof up. So this over here, talking about incredibly stressful. It's like, bitch, you ain't done shit. How is this stressful? Like, really, how is it stressful? I don't get it. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm older. Maybe this is his first job. Anyway, every job is difficult to some capacity. No, that's false. That is false. My job is easy. I've done difficult work. I used to be a janitor, and this is not even that difficult compared to other people I've known. But I was a janitor for the Alvin Community Center. It is a 15,000 square foot facility, and it was my job to clean that facility every day during the summer months. So it's like 3.5 months. Every part of that facility, that includes outside. So that means that when it's 100 degrees heat outside, well, I'm outside cleaning, cleaning off the windows, because windows got to be cleaned, even the outside. Sweeping up the streets because people are filthy. They fucking litter everywhere and drop shit. So like, it was my job to make sure that the premises around our building were well kept. Also cooking. But I enjoy cooking. I don't consider that work. And I got to do more of that later. And like, you're like, oh, you want to cook? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to cook. I love cooking. Anyway, so I think that was a more difficult job than what I do now. By the way, that job, I got paid $5.15 an hour to do that job. I get paid significantly more than that to sit on my ass every day and get fat. I actually lost weight in that job. This job, I've gotten fat. That's the difference. All right. Anyway, let's go on. Every job is difficult in some capacity. Not really. If you wouldn't do it for free, then it's hard. Okay. He says something that I agree with now. If you wouldn't do it for free, then it's hard. Maybe that's why I find what I do easy, because I'll do it for free. I've been doing it for free. Maybe that's it. It's that. All right, I'll keep reading. He said he has a gym within the first 2 sentences. So I will keep going. No one likes work. I love work. How can you be a man and not enjoy work? That's literally the purpose of us being here, is to work. To support others. That's what responsibility is to work. The thing is that Mother Nature is always going towards chaos. Or maybe I shouldn't say chaos. Mother Nature is destroying everything that we build. Everything. The house that you build today is going to deteriorate over time until it's no longer a livable house. How do you ensure that house remains livable? Well, you have to do work to fix the work that Mother Nature has done on your house. Every time it's rained, how much energy is in that rain, and how much of that energy went into deteriorating your house? Well, it's going to take work for you to go and, I guess, overcome that deterioration that Mother Nature put on your house, right? So this idea that like no one likes to work, well, it's like, if you don't like to work, that tells me you don't like to eat. And if you don't like to eat, then you probably don't like to live. So it's like, if you don't like to live, why should we care about your opinions? It's like, go die. Like, if you don't like to work, that's how I feel. Like, I don't buy this that no one likes to work. A lot of the people who I surround myself with, they like work. In fact, that's what we do. We work. So I don't know. This seems like an attitude adjustment needs to be happening here. Unless you're in the, oh, okay. I see. Well, sir, I enjoyed to work even before I was in the 1%. I like, real talk. I enjoyed working, and yeah, I can't really argue with this though, because when I was doing, actually, you know what? When I worked at Alvin Community Center, initially I hated it, but around month 2, I started to enjoy it a lot. I got to, I started talking to more of the people who would be there. It was typically seniors during the day because, believe it or not, senior citizens or older folks, they don't really have, their children around, right? Like you would think, because their children are out working, and a lot of them are lonely because either they've had spouses die, or divorces or whatever. And as you get older, you're less mobile, and younger people really don't want to talk to you for whatever reason. So a lot of them are like lonely. So their social interactions, they'll go to like a center, like kind of where I was at, the Alvin Community Center, and they'll hang out there the entire day. There'll be like games, like TV, movies, all that kind of food, that kind of stuff. So yeah. I started to enjoy it, even though I hated it at first because it was hard. But what I found is that the hard part became easy. Like for y'all may be like, oh my gosh, like it must be so hard to be out cleaning windows in 100-degree heat. Well, it was until it wasn't. I became used to it, and it wasn't that big of a deal. And I remember my first, few weeks, I was sore as hell, like everything hurting, but I started to enjoy that, and I started to get stronger. I started to look different, and I started to go to the gym more, and I was just like, you know what, like it's fine. It aligns with what I'm doing. So I think that's one thing that everyone can learn from this, is that try to find areas where you can align your work with what you're doing in real life. If you're not doing anything in real life, maybe that's why you don't like work. It's because your life probably is not that great if you're not working. Even rich people I know, they all work. You'd be surprised that like not working is boring. You need to do something. But yeah, I'll read this. So unless you're one of the 1% who've managed to find a job doing something that you've loved, well, I guess I'm lucky. I'm not trying to make anyone's suffering seem insignificant. I'm trying to offer perspective. Well, so far you haven't offered any perspective. That's the thing. Like, I haven't seen any perspective so far. But maybe it's in this, these few paragraphs down here. So maybe we'll read through that. Yeah. So we see here, yeah, casual economist, he enjoys working. Like most of the people who I know enjoy working. So maybe what he should have said, and this could be a communication issue, is maybe no one likes working for others. Maybe that's what he meant to say, or maybe that's what he should have said to not catch me. To not get, they'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? Plenty of people love working. Basketball players, when they're playing, most of them speak of how much they love it. NFL players, when they're playing, they all speak about how much they love it. Entertainers, actors, rap, like all of these people, they're performing work. That's work that they're doing, and they all seem to love it. These YouTube creators, these influencers that I see, like they're all working and they all seem to love it. So I don't know, maybe this person just needs to be around non-toxic people, because like I don't know, like I don't know. I have started to notice a trend amongst both the people I know who work office jobs, as well as on here. The idea that working a 9-to-5 is literal hell and inhumane. Who the hell is saying this? It must be kids. It must be kids who've been given and coddled all their life and given everything for people to think that this is hell and inhumane, to trade your time for money in a country where it's not forced upon you. You could trade your time for nothing. Like you could just sit there and not trade your time for anything and be homeless and starve to death. In fact, I wish that we had more of that here. Not in the bad way, but just more of the just let people fail. Like if they don't want to do something, fuck them. Just kick them out the country, to be honest. Just like, oh, you don't want to contribute to our society, to improving what we have, because it takes work. It took work to get to where we are, and it's going to take work to maintain where we are, and it's going to take work to progress from where we are. So it's just like, if you don't like to work, maybe you don't belong in this country. Just saying. Because it's just like, if you're not contributing, why are you here? You're just a tax. You're just a burden to the rest of us who want to improve our country and who want to, I guess, just like, who want to work. But anyway, I'll keep going. Working as a kitchen manager, I spend at least 40 hours a week. Okay, 40. Oh, 40. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. He spent at least 40 hours a week standing in 45 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's about 100, 105. All right. So he works in the kitchen. Okay. I worked in the kitchen too. And it is an oppressive environment. I don't mean oppressive in the way that, a lot of people like me who say that word. I mean, like, it's tight and cramped. Like, it's not a lot of freedom to move around. It's also hot, like hot, because you have burners happening, and then you're moving around, and you have your clothes on. But then it's also very it will only make sense to some of you who've worked in situations where it's all men and like men under pressure. So the best experience, or not the best example I can think of that some of you may know is when I was going offshore and working on some of the oil rigs or on some of the floating platforms, like the ships. Those were working in the kitchen is kind of like that. Like, there's very much a hierarchy, and it's enforced. But you know what? I like it. It's kind of free. It's freeing because, like, you could talk shit. Talk all kinds of shit. That's literally all we would do. Just talk all kinds of shit, and like nobody would be in their feelings, and shit would get done. Like, there would be headbutting sometimes, but it was always respectful, but not that fake respect. It's the real respect because I believe that respect comes from fear. Let me turn on my music. I don't know why my music just went off. Turn that back on. Yeah. So respect comes from fear. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand, is that the basis of respect is fear. The fear that the person who you're respecting can do something to you. They have some type of power over you, or they can like do something to you or take something away. So the basis of respect is fear. So when you're on an oil rig and you're around a bunch of other, those types of people who've been out on this freaking platform for like we have a limit of 3 weeks, 21 days. So who've been on these platforms for 21 days, and this all they do is just they're working in like the most harshest environments. They say what's on their mind, and they got that old man dad strength. I don't know if y'all know about that old man dad strength, where it's just like, how the hell are you this strong? It was that kind of shit where you look at them, you don't think nothing much of them, but man, you don't want to tussle with them. They strong as hell. Anyway, let's see. So working as a kitchen manager. All right, no wonder. All right, so I don't call this a 9 to 5 though, but maybe we'll call this a 9 to 5. No, kitchen manager. But if you're a kitchen manager only having to work 40 hours a week, man, you're lucky, because yeah, you're lucky. Like, I would believe 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I would believe that, because that's typical. But 40 hours a week, man, you're lucky. You must be working at a high-end fancy restaurant. Except now he's saying no air conditioning, no ventilation, other than smoke extraction fans. All right, okay. Wearing fire/grease-proof pants, an apron, grease-proof boots. Typically, you only need to wear slip-resistant, non-slip boots, because the floor is always wet. Because a lot of times to clean the kitchen, it's easier to just take a hose and just like spray everything and not have to worry about getting the floor wet. The floors have drainage in them anyways. So the floor is always slippery, and it's not just a normal kind of slippery. It's a special kind of slippery, because it's like a fine layer of oil, because your freaking kitchen, mixed with this water, and it's just always kind of wet, because as you're cooking, stuff might fall on the floor, and that's the point, right? Like, you don't want to be worrying about not getting stuff on the floor, even though obviously it would make the experience better for everyone, but that's how it works. So He spent an additional 15 to 20 hours a week prepping, cleaning, ordering ingredients, having meetings, fixing shit that's broke, rostering shifts, and dealing with incident reports, as well as being a part-time pseudo accountant for the owner. Okay, so I wonder does he think that if he were to own his own business that he wouldn't have to do these things? Like, let's just pretend that he decided to open his own restaurant. Is he not gonna have to do any of these things, or is he gonna have to do more work? Because a lot of business owners I know who run their business, they're doing 60, 70, 80 hours a week, every week. And hell, even I was at a point where I was like that, where like when I was running my thing, there was no, like, I didn't really take vacation. When I did take a vacation, my laptop was with me. And when I'm not doing whatever, I'm working. So I'm literally working throughout the day. And it got to a point to where, like, for me, like 6 hours of work is nothing. Like, that's my default every day, except for Sunday now. I made a promise to myself a few months ago that I would no longer work on Sundays. So I've held good on that, except for January 1st, where I did a stream on a Sunday when I know I shouldn't have, but it was going to a Monday. That was my excuse. Plus it's a new year. But yeah, 6 hours a day is nothing. So to, do another 4 or 5 or 6 on top of that, in my opinion, is nothing. You have 24 hours in a day. Like, in my case, I sleep maybe 6 hours, 6, 7 hours a day. So that leaves me with about 18 hours to do whatever the hell I want to do with. So if I wanted to, I can put 8 hours into one signal and then 8 hours into whatever other thing I have going on, and then maybe an hour or two to go to the gym. So I can do all of that. There's a lot of things you can accomplish in 18 hours. But anyway, when I was a driller's offsider, reverse circulation, that was close to hell. To those of you who don't know what being an RC driller's offsider entails, you know exactly what I mean. Your standard uniform is long high-vis pants, a long-sleeve high-vis shirt, thick gloves, thick socks, steel toe boots, a neck sleeve, safety glasses, and a hard hat. PPE. You could have just said PPE, bro. Like that. It almost seems like he's listing all of the things to make it seem like, oh, there's so much. But like, as someone who's done this type of work, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that bad, bro. Like, yeah, it sucks, but But what's interesting is that when I was doing all these jobs, for all the talk about equality and like wanting the same thing as men that we have in corporate, I didn't see any women standing up saying, oh, we need to be jobs, like how come these are all male dominant fields? I never saw any. So that's one thing that is very interesting. I've had the opportunity to work both in corporate as well as non-corporate, as well as like an international water type of things. And it's very interesting that like when I used to go abroad to go to certain platforms or whatever, or to go inspect certain assets, it was very rare that I saw a female ever. And I gotta wonder, why was that? The pay was well. You get paid a lot. But it's just interesting that these jobs, which these pay a lot too, and they're really needed, but I don't really see a lot of people going into that who are female. I know a lot of guys who go into that though. You're working in often 50 plus Celsius heat. Oh, okay. I was about to say, where the hell are you getting 50 plus? I was like, there's only a couple places on Earth. Okay. Western Australian desert. So I wonder if this person's from Perth. If they're in the Perth area, because that's Western Australia, but it's the coast. I think it's the northwestern coast, I think. So yeah, for 12 to 14 hours per day for between 2 to 4 weeks in a row, with about 1 to 2 weeks off rotation. So what he's talking about is similar to what I used to do, where I would be on a rotation. Well, I didn't really rotate because I was technically on the technical side. So you have engineers who work on these platforms, who also help with the inspections, because you have the engineers who actually design and build the equipment that's down there that's being used actively. So I was with them, so when we would do these inspections, the engineers are the people who know all the things, all the parameters, what things should be. And I know about the AV and the drone and the software that they're using to do all of their stuff. So I was mostly there as a support for them, if that makes sense. Like, I'm an engineering support, but it's not the support that y'all are thinking. It's more like, you have your support. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a team of people. And like, the engineers are generally not the kind of technical that I am. They're a different kind of technical, right? Like, I'm a technical where it's like, yeah, I understand how our camera equipment works. And yes, I understand how our ROV works, the drone, the underwater drone with the umbilical cord. Like, I understand how that works. I understand how like the video feed, because it's like SDI and all this kind of crap. Like, I understand how to get our video feed to all of the different monitors, and I'm not talking about computer screen monitors. I mean, like, all of the different systems that need to intake that feed, because we need to record it twice. Actually, we got to record it twice to make sure that we don't lose anything. But while we're also doing the inspection, it makes a lot of sense to actually do the inspection in real time, because it's like, you're out there you're on a 12-hour shift. What are you going to do? Like, may as well just do the work, because it needs to be done by the time, like, a week or two after the inspection job is over. So it's like, you're going to be sitting on your ass for 12 hours looking at this console. And like, if you notice anything, you got to like put an annotation and like do the things. And if there are errors, you got to go and fix it. It's all kinds of things. Databases getting corrupted and all kinds of shit. So yeah, what he's saying is, I'm familiar with. I didn't do a rotation though, because my job wasn't to just do that. So it was like, oh, we have this asset, we need you to go out there, kind of thing. So maybe me doing it on a rotation for years, maybe it could get old. But I mean, yeah. There's actually one time, I mean, I didn't really have to deal with heat, like heat. Plus, I'm okay with heat in general. But I had to deal with this one time we had waves. Like, it's hard to explain, because a lot of people haven't actually been out in the open ocean to understand what happens in the open ocean. Like, waves of, oh my gosh. There was a time where, like, I was trying to sleep, and yeah, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't stay on this top bunk. I had to go as low as possible, because the boats, if it's doing this, you want to be lower rather than higher. Even though generally the deck were lower on the boat to try to prevent that, but we were getting waves that were 20-30 feet. So imagine you're like you're trying to sleep and the boat's doing all this kind of shit, and then all of a sudden you feel weightless. that sucked. And you can't leave it. You can't get away from it. And you know that if this boat fails, there's nothing. It's just water. So you're dying. You're dying for real. All right. So the job at its most basic is sprinting. I mean, sprinting back and forth. Organizing, carrying 30 to 70 kilogram bags of dirt and mud all day, every day. I wonder, like, I wonder how diverse this position is. It's like, maybe we need more representation for, like, we need more people doing this. It can't just be men. We need equality. You work with drug addicts, ex-felons, and ultimately people who are extremely low IQ. Not most, but some. Every waking day is at 3:30 a.m. Start at 4 a.m. Back to camp by 5 p.m. Repeat. I mean, hell, you get back home at 5 p.m. That's actually not bad. That's actually really not bad. My grandpa used to wake up at 4 a.m. every day. Every day. So, yeah, like waking up early, it's like, to me, that's normal. Cause I saw my grandpa do that. So maybe that's not normal. All right, working as a bartender, I spend 40 hours per week living in the nighttime. Wait, I spend 40 hours per week living in the nighttime? Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Most people wouldn't believe now how bad the sleep schedule for average bartender is. I sleep during the day, even on my off days, Sunday and Monday. And in total, I'll probably sleep around about 40 hours a week. All right, so wait, he sleeps for 40 hours a week? Is that a lot? That sounds like a lot. It's like 7 hours, 7.5 hours. Wait, hold on. Oh, I'm tripping. What am I doing? Yeah, 7. Okay. All right. Never mind. I guess that's about what I sleep in. I just never did the math. I'm around 40, 48. I'm a little bit more than him. So let's see where I was sleeping today. By the way, I have a friend who also has a job like this. I have several friends who have jobs like this. One is a security guard at a local jail, at the jail here in Houston. And a couple others work in the medical, nurses, and one doctor. So, I mean, even those other types, I guess those aren't 9 to 5 still. So maybe that's the exception. So I've been in fights, called the police at least once a week, every week, been threatened with needles, seen people been glassed. I don't know what that means. And been sexually harassed, assaulted many times. I once had to help a 13-year-old girl who was drugged and nearly raped, call the Ambos and her parents. I'm not trying to post about how tough I am or how hard my life is. I'm trying to understand why people think that 9 to 5 work is difficult. Maybe. Oh, wait. Do we agree? Oh, okay. All right. Turns out, maybe we agree here. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's. I'm glad that I kept reading. So, I'm trying to understand why people think 9 to 5 work is difficult. Okay. All right. So, oh man. All right. You led me astray there for a minute. We agree, because like I don't think that 9 to 5 work is difficult at all. I think that is easy, and I think that's because, like this guy, I've also done work that's actually hard. So, all right, let me keep reading. The friends I have who are in entry-level office jobs get paid $75,000 a year to sit in an air-conditioned office, wake up at a gorgeous 6 to 7 a.m., have regular schedules, which I am unbelievably envious of, and have weekends free. Yes, absolutely. This is the one thing that, like, and honestly, this is still a pet peeve. When I hear just regular 9 to 5 workers tell me they're busy, that's a good way for me to just say, you know what, you're out of my life. I don't want you in my life. Because for someone who only has a job to think that they are busy is insulting to all of the people who do so much more than just have a job. So yeah, I feel a certain kind of way because I used to have more than just a job. And it's just like, you think you're busy? Even when I had a job, I was running a business, and my business actually made money. I was teaching, I was doing the gym, I was mentoring, and I had my regular 9 to 5 job. That's 5 different things. 5 different things going on. And like, I guess I knew enough to understand that there were people who were doing much more than me. So I never told people that I was busy. If someone was like, oh, we need help, or hey, can you come and do something, or we're having this thing, one thing that I would never tell them is that I'm busy. To me, that's just a stupid thing to say, because it assumes that that no one else in life is busy. Everyone on earth who's doing anything is busy. It comes down to prioritization. So when people tell me that they're busy, what that tells me is that this person sucks at prioritization, and that I probably don't want to be around them anyways. And it's crazy how like all of my incredibly successful friends who I know are busy, and like, you know, cause I try to make it like, I know that people are busy, so I keep that in mind. I know that these people are busy, and they're much busier than anybody who just has a 9 to 5 job. And if I need anything, or if I hit them up, it's never I'm busy. It's never that. And what's interesting is that I'm like that too, where it's like, to a lot of my, you know, my peers or friends, that I am that really, really successful person, and I have a lot of other things going on, but it's rare that you will ever hear me tell any of them, oh, I'm busy. I've had people hit me up while I'm at work, and I'll be like, you know what, I can get my work done because I don't really have a schedule. I work whenever. And I mean that, like, I work whenever I feel like it. So it's like, it'd be 3 a.m. in the morning. If I feel like doing something, I'll literally go and do it. So like, I know that about myself. I'm getting this stuff done anyway. So I'll sit here and answer people's calls. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm busy, I can't talk, because like, you know, people are more important than whatever the hell I'm doing. Always, ever, like, just always in general. Like, what I'm doing is for people. So if a person calls me directly, then that tells me that I should probably, you know, handle that. That's more important. Anyway, so yes, all right, this article is turning, or this blog post, whatever this is turning into something that we're on the same page. Because if all you have is a fucking 9-to-5 job, your life is easy. You may be like, oh, I have all these other things going on. I don't care, because everyone else has other things going on. And chances are they're not sitting in an office in air conditioning. Like this dude saying, waking up at normal times and having a regular schedule. That's the thing that most of my people, my friends who work, they don't understand when I'm like, I don't operate on a schedule. Oh, really? It's just like, no, like I don't know what's happening in my life. Like, I don't know what's happening, because I don't run from opportunity. And I understand that opportunity, it knocks once. A lot of people get into their minds that, you know, if an opportunity comes, they're just going to sit there and wait for them. And it's just like, how stupid can you? But, you know, that's why they are where they are, and that's why I'm where I am. So I can't be upset. But it's just interesting to me that, like, this person's picking it up too. And maybe this is why I get along really, really well. Maybe even more so with regular people who don't work in corporate. Because it seems like a lot of the corporate people, they have this misconstrued like view or perspective on how people live, where it's just like, they forget that so many more people have it much, much, much worse than them. So if you're working in a corporation, you have reliable income. And I don't mean like, you know, you're going to keep your job. I mean that the checks don't bounce. I don't know if y'all ever had that. Like, the checks don't bounce. That's important. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's important to me. Don't take that for granted, because checks can bounce. I don't know if y'all knew that. All right, so from my point of view, the 9-to-5 life is a dream. I and a lot of people I know deeply envy. It's not hell to many I know. It seems like paradise. I agree, but I also disagree for two reasons. Generally, when you are doing one thing or another, you get used to that thing and you forget what it's like to not be doing that thing, which I don't know if that's all corporate workers. Maybe some corporate workers have always been relatively well off. I don't know. But I kind of understand why some people be, oh, not my 9-to-5. I kind of get it, because you could be in situations where, you know, the people around you are making your job or your life hell, but you need the job and it's hard for you to get another job. So from that, I can kind of understand. But I mean, that's no different from the person who's a plumber, and, you know, like, they think that their job is so because they have to deal with customers who, you know, basically this is a human condition. It sounds like he was not sufficient, or some people just aren't sufficiently prepared for life, where they think that things are easy, things will be given, and yeah, you just do the right thing and then the right thing will happen to you. That's BS. Anyway, so I would like to say thank you for all the responses, both positive and negative. I understand this is quite an unpopular opinion. No, it's not. I think it's a loud minority of people who are going to say that, you know, that this isn't the case. But like, I think this is the majority of people, because the majority of people on Earth don't have jobs that pay them a shit ton of money to sit in an air conditioner all day. That's not most jobs. Most jobs are the opposite of that. So I can't say that this is an unpopular opinion. Anyway, I'm glad that the discourse was relatively civil. I've seen about 50-50 positive and negative. Nah, not keeping the score. I would also like to say I made this post in a very different state of mind than I am in now. I posted this when I was quite angry at 2:30 after, like, okay, all right. Honestly, like, I don't know if I thought I disagreed with him, because I thought he was about to say that it's incredibly stressful, and I was just like, no. But turns out, we agree. All right, let me give him his upvote. What percent of that? I don't care. They don't know I built my own security features from scratch. Do your own building. We know we all saw the data leak. It's copying code from Stack Overflow, what we call from scratch now. Did anyone else just get their password emailed to them? What? I don't get it. Oh man, I regret not going to Alexandria. I made the decision to stay in Rwanda for a few extra days, which meant that I had to take away, because I had an event that I had to go to Indonesia, which was like my deadline. So I kind of regret not going to Egypt sooner, because I wanted to spend 3 days in Alexandria, because I wanted to go to the library. When I was growing up, I used to read the encyclopedia. I was given an encyclopedia set. I think it was the Britannica one, when I was a kid. And somebody bought me a globe. I don't remember who it was, but that became one of my favorite things, was to like look at the globe and look at all the different countries, where they were, some of the features, and then like I would go to my dictionaries and try to learn all I could about whatever. Not dictionary, I'm sorry, my encyclopedias. And I also had the almanac, like a world almanac. I used to get the world almanac like every year, because it was always interesting what's going on in other places. But this is one of the places that I've always wanted to go to. And this is my bucket list, to go to the Library of Alexandria, even though I know that the original one is like kind of gone, but like in spirit it's still there. New open source animation framework, called Anima. Who is he interviewing? David Brin, I guess. I don't think I'm gonna watch it right now. I will watch it later. Y'all want to see what's on my watch later? My watch later is a mess, because I'll put everything on it and then proceed to not watch it later. I'm like, one day I will actually use this watch later feature. Oh, actually, I don't have that many. I have 175. And y'all see that I even have some, because I was going to do, what do you call it? I was going to do some content around some of this stuff. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll do that now. Let's look. Let's hear. Or did I create another? No, I didn't. I forgot. Maybe I created one for a show, because that's what I should have did. I didn't. Okay. The failures of the school system. Have y'all noticed that kids are getting dumber? Let's see. Just type the word kids getting dumber. Or how about this? IQs are falling. And before I, come on, what the hell? So I want to make sure that I find something that's more, you know what? Let's just, IQs are falling. We'll search Reddit. Maybe it'll point to the actual data behind this. That's what I want to see. Campus Forum org. 2023, yeah, it's a year ago, but that's fine, I suppose. Do we see the data? Are we not going to see data? I want to see it graphically. I will read it though. I'll just read it, even though I want to see it graphically. Let's go into the reader. Oops. Okay, so a recent study suggests that for the first time in nearly a century, Americans' average IQ is declining. Is it just America? I think I don't know if it's just America. That sucks. That's going to put us in a bad position in the future. A trend that the study's authors theorize could result from the quality of education. Yeah. So I graduated in 2007, and I had people who I know who barely graduated, or who failed. And I don't understand. Like, high school is so easy. Like, just going to regular school. I went to public school here in Houston. It is stupidly easy. I mean that, and I'm not saying this because I want to make it seem as if it was easier than it was. Like, it was incredibly easy. It was so easy, in fact, that when I got into ninth grade, like I started doing all pre-AP AP classes, because like the regular classes were they almost felt special needs. Like, if it was that level of like, what the hell. So given that you can now go to college and you don't have to take an SAT, you don't have to be good at math, you don't have to know how to read, I think, yeah, it's only going to get worse. Let me actually read this. I'm over here just giving all these opinions. A recent study suggests that for the first time in nearly a century, Americans' average intelligence quotient is declining. The professors who authored the study theorized that the quality of education could play a role in reversing the IQ gains enjoyed by previous generations. The study, published in the spring 2023 edition of Intelligence, measures IQ test results among 18 to 60-year-olds to examine the phenomenon first observed by philosopher James Flynn. So I want to go maybe pull him up. Professors from Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, and the University of Oregon in Eugene explained the Flynn effect. Starting in 1932, average IQ scores decreased roughly 3 to 5 points per decade. Oh, shit. Wow. Oh, God. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. And it's saying points. It didn't say percentage points. It said points. Roughly per decade. Younger generations are expected to have higher... In other words, younger generations are expected to have higher IQs than... have higher IQ scores than the previous cohort. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, never mind. Okay, all right, never mind. It said it increased. Okay, all right. Obviously, I'm a victim. My IQ is decreasing because I obviously can't read. That says increased, not decreased. Okay. In other words, yeah. So, data from the sample of U.S. adults, however, imply that there is a reverse Flynn effect. From 2006. Ooh, what happened in 2006? I wonder if y'all know. I know. I know what happened in 06. But I'm curious to know, like, what y'all... Okay. The maids are coming. Give me a second. All right, I got it unlocked. Give me a second. Okay. I just see I got a message. My watch later has 7 videos. I cleaned it one day while bored. Yeah, I might have 175, which is less than I thought it would have. I thought that I would have thousands. But yeah, actually, I guess 175 is not bad. That's not that bad. But I also have multiple playlists. So there is that. So I actually, my other playlist that I use, I put more effort into, but the watch later is kind of like a dumping bag where it's just like I don't really know what it is or what I should do with it. It's just like watch later. And like I said, I never proceed to watch later. All right, data from the sample of U.S. adults, however, imply that there is a reverse Flynn effect. From 2006 to 2018, the age groups measured generally saw declines in the IQ test used by the study. The International Cognitive Ability Resource. Okay. Overall, declines held true across age groups after controlling for educational attainment and gender, but the study shows that the loss in cognitive abilities is steeper for younger participants. The greatest difference in annual scores were observed for 18 to 22-year-olds, the authors write. Exposure to education, including through obtaining a 4-year degree, generally lessened the below the IQ points. The study suggests, however, that there is less so for younger, or that this is less so for younger participants. Exposure to education may only be protective for certain age groups. They continue to theorize that a change of quality or content of education and test-taking skills could explain the difference education makes in the IQ of younger versus older. See, this idea that there should be this thing known as test-taking skills is stupid to me. Because I have this belief that a test doesn't measure anything. A test is stupid, in my opinion. And I'm not saying this as a person who did bad at tests. I did very well at them, which is why I know that they're bullshit. Because it's like half the time you don't even have to know anything. You just understand the strategies. You start thinking about what is the test maker, what are they looking for, right? Stuff like that. Like what do they think they want the answer to be, and you go with that. Sometimes you don't even have to know how to do this stuff, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. I'm not talking about all tests here, obviously. Data from the sample of U.S. adults, however, imply that there is a revert. Wait, did I already read this? I did. Obviously, I'm low IQ. I don't even know what the hell I've read. Exposure to education, including through obtaining, I've already read that. They continue to theorize that a change, yeah, we read that too. Millennials, the main age group completing their K-12 and college education during the study, have experienced vast changes in the education system. Yes, I'm very glad that I graduated in 2007 and not 2017. Like, real talk. Very glad. And man, I feel bad for the people who are graduating in 2024, 2025. Oh my gosh. It's going to be tough. These include students learning to read from an influential but effective curriculum and students receiving inflated grades from their professors. Yeah, grade inflation is real. Like, I know people with college degrees, and it baffles me that I should be in the same boat as them. When it's like, and a lot of people I meet have degrees, and I'm amazed at how dumb they are. Like, and I'm not saying dumb as like, maybe I shouldn't say dumb. Maybe I should say ignorant, not knowledgeable, lack of skills, stuff like that. Maybe dumb is not the right word, but they're definitely like, they're not impressive. I'll say that. How about that? Like when you speak to them or you have a conversation with them, you start to understand very quickly that there's not much there. And I'm comparing them against myself, obviously, because I don't really have anyone else to compare them to other than my other friends. But yeah, it's just, I have a lot to say, and a lot of times I see just deer in headlights. Like, oh, I don't know, I don't have any original thought. Just fucking NPCs. See here. Yeah, all right, so there was no data here, so this article was a waste of time because I didn't see any data. I need to see data. Here we go. Peer-reviewed research. This is what we want to see. Let's see. Abstract. Compared to European countries, research is limited regarding the Flynn effect. Or its reversal is a current phenomenon in the United States. Already, like, wait. This, I get what they're saying, but like, why do we care? Like, if there's limited research in Europe, let's just axe it. It's not useful information, but let's go on. Fine, go on another tangent. The recent research on the United States suggests, though recent research on the United States suggests that the Flynn effect could still be present or partially present among child and adolescent samples. Few studies have explored differences of cognitive ability scores among U.S. adults. 13 years of cross-sectional data from a subsample of adults, 394,000 of them is the sample size, were obtained from the Synthetic Aperture Personality Assessment Project to examine if cognitive ability scores changed within the United States from 2006 to 2018. Responses to an overlapping set of 35 and 60 items from the open source multiple choice intelligence assessment international oh my gosh. So it's open source, so let's see. I want to see if I'm dumb. I might be. the open source version of this, I probably am dumb. Educational programs. What is this? Wait. Yeah, obviously I'm dumb. I don't even know how to freaking use their thing. Where's the test? How do I see how smart I'm not? I don't know. I don't know. That don't seem right. Let's see. Put IQ. How about that? Oh, iCar project. Okay. It's not iCar. It's iCar project. Okay, where's this test? I want to see what are we giving people? A brief summary. I don't care. If you want to gain access to the server. Nope. Wait, software for AIG and the International Cognitivity Resource. I thought this was a test to tell me how smart or stupid I am. I don't see this sample test. I got to log in. Let's put admin. Okay, that didn't work. I'm not gonna keep trying. Yeah. Okay. One moment. Hurry up. Doing okay. All right, my bad. All right, so apparently I can't get this test, so we'll move on in life. I don't even care about this anymore. Let's move on. Oops. I don't care about IQ test either anymore. We're done. What is this? A tutorial for React Router. Maybe we'll learn some React Router. Let's open up the project. We're switching gears now, unless y'all want to keep talking about other things. Okay, what is this? Slackbot. Yes, we're going to do some Slackbot. That's the project that opened. I wasn't expecting that, but this is the project that opened, so it's the project we're going to do. Let's come up with a little bit. Let me organize this into some type of a workspace right quick. So let's get this all good. Oops, do that. Okay, I know I need to do some database work. Excuse me. Man, I can't type. You know what? I need to take a typing test. That's what I need to do. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna quickly warm up because apparently I don't know how to type right now. I'm like making mistakes. Typing. I don't know, typing, yes, typing. And we're gonna, okay, maybe not, monkey type. I know about that one, monkey type. I can just type some shit. Reject everything. All right, then write, tell, still, man, I don't know how to type. World, long, life, day, how, keep. The issue, and this is gonna sound like an excuse because it is, but I was working on my laptop a lot this week, and anytime I switch up my keyboards, whenever I come back to this one, like my hand placement is different because the layout is slightly different. So I'm always typing, like it's typically special words. Yeah, really bad, 95% accuracy. Yeah, we'll try this again. Damn. How do you do the thing? I'm gonna restart. So I'm like, I'm like reading it, but I'm like, I want to say the for some reason. The year develop shows and where each follow year, not late life there. Can face form govern. Oh, I see what I need to do. So I need to like read the word and not try to. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right, let me try not to read the word now, or try not to read the sentence and just read words. Head late may must course they begin down part great where I thought that was there back one man but when could large and about run without man this is terrible right now. Phil will become to number develop world home many keep. All right, fine. I'm doing poorly right now. It's interesting to see the number has gone down significantly. Back when I used to type for a living, I used to be a software developer. I don't know if y'all know that. My words for men were a little bit higher than 60. This is kind of slow. We're going to go again because I'm still feeling weird. Like it's almost like it's the control key. I think that's what it is. My laptop doesn't have a control key. All right, let's go ahead and maybe I can switch the language. Oh, look at that. Yes. We're going to do some. Do we have TypeScript? No, there's no TypeScript. Well, then I guess we're going to do JavaScript because there's no TypeScript. Oh, wait, what? This is not what I expected. Finally, and includes. This is why I'm a terrible JavaScript developer right here. On drag node name. Yeah, ends with math. I don't understand this right now. Why is this not an actual program? Wait, why don't I know what that character is? Else on select finally. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo that again. This is terrible. Child nodes. Oh, wait, node. What the fuck? Length. That's not a JavaScript word. Is not a JavaScript word. Catch ends with starts with let on mouse up. Shouldn't that be like what's the casing? I forget the name of the casing where it's supposed to be like camel case, but for some reason it's not camel case. I don't know if that's actually JavaScript. All right, whatever, fine, fuck it. We're done. Now I'm ready to program. Let's open up GitHub. Let's see if I type it correctly this time. Yes, I do. Look at that, typing works. We're gonna go to code in color. Look at that, these typing skills working. We're gonna go to here. Except not that, we're gonna go to here. Add slot, all right, here. So I was doing OAuth last time I worked on this. All right, sure, let's do some OAuth stuff. I think when I left off, I was saying that I need to update my database. All right, let me close this because I don't want that one open. Is it this one? Code, client secret. App. Okay, never mind. I see what this is. All right, so I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna copy this request, and then I'm gonna move this to my other project here. My projects. Slackbot. All right, and we're gonna do a new group for Slack. Where did you get that ball? Hold on, I'll be back. All right, sorry about that. All right, so I'm gonna paste that request here. All right, yes, and certain things I'm gonna have to take off right quick. Give me a second. What's going on? All right, so let's create Roscoe, get out of there. Leave them alone. Let's close that, delete. And we gotta manage my environment. I'm not showing this because I have secrets and I'm not sharing those secrets with y'all. So we're gonna have the Slack, what is this thing called? The client something. Client ID, okay, Slack client ID. Okay. And then we have the Slack client secret. Okay. And we'll say client client ID, and then this next one will be client secret. Cool. All right, now we can bring this over here. Cool. And I have a code that's now old. So what I'm gonna do first is try to come up, like try to test writing a Slack message using the, I guess, the token that I get back. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. And I don't want to start here. I want to start in another terminal. Oops. And I also need to start my tunnel. And the reason for that is that, oh wait, not this, shit, man. All right, turns out I didn't, I didn't save my program last time, or did I? All right, I'm gonna have to look for it. I have this program called Shell History or something like that, which helps me find programs that I ran a while ago. Cause I'll forget something, but I don't want to have to go and try to remember what I did. So here it is right here. Dev proxy is what I call it. So let's go back to, oops. Wait, what? What's going on here? Yeah, we'll come here and I want to delete this tunnel right here. We're no longer using that. We're only using the proxy now. So that was my mistake. And how did I find that mistake? I looked here and I was like, oh, it's dev proxy. And I was like, oh, okay. That's why I have this tool. It's freaking awesome. So we'll do yarn dev proxy, which will set up a proxy server so that when Slack does the redirect, which is going to redirect to HTTPS because that's a requirement on their end, it'll actually work locally. If I didn't do this, what I would have to do was set this up on a server, like a public server, and then get a SSH cert. That's a lot to deal with. Even when you're using a tool like Let's Encrypt, which makes that process so much easier than it used to be, it's still, you know, it's still things that need to happen in order to enable that. Anyway, so now we have the proxy running and the app, and we can go ahead and open it up, see what happens. And let's open up Slack too. Give me a second. I'm like looking for the the Slack dev testing thing. Here we are. Cool. So can we like hide that? No. All right, fine. We'll just keep it, whatever that is. All right. So then, right now it's not actually doing anything. So if I want it to work, I have to actually call the function to get it to work. I don't want to do that just yet. I'm gonna wait on that, but I just want to have this up so that we can actually look to see what's going on here. So now that we have that, let's move this over and we'll navigate to the site. And because this is now proxied over HTTPS, what I can do is say HTTPS like so, localhost. I don't have to worry about the port number anymore because again, it's being proxied. So there's a bonding that took place. All right, so we'll come here, go ahead and open up preemptively our dev tools and put in my super secure password that somehow I forget every single time. Error occurred during your connection to localhost. SSL received a record that exceeded the maximum possible length. Interesting. Replace, wait. Info, replace certificate in cache subject localhost next, okay. Let's refresh this, let's see. Oh, this is, okay. I was not expecting that one. Let's go to Superbase. The first thing, here's my suspicion, is that Superbase doesn't know the domain that I'm on. And it may be like, oh, this is the wrong domain and name, like without the HTTPS part. So that's what I'm gonna check because I really don't know why that failed. I wonder if this could be on my environment variable side. Let me check that out. Nah, not there either. So this worked last time. That's the thing that's weird. This worked last time. And now it's not working anymore. I don't see anything in these logs that would alert me to why this isn't working, including this warning right here. Oh, I see what happened. I see right here, the redirect. All right, so this is a redirect issue. I just forgot where it is. Like, where do you do that stuff at? Passwords. No. I would have thought it would be. I thought it would be here. URL. Here we are. This is it. Here's the issue right here. So, so that's the issue. Or if it doesn't match, okay. So then we're gonna say HTTPS localhost. And because there is some, oh shit, that's not gonna work. If it shouldn't even have allowed that. We're gonna remove that. And add it again, but this time we'll spell it properly. So it's HTTPS localhost. Come on, what the hell? Okay, so now this should work. Let's go let's delete this. It's still trying to redirect to profile or to 3000, but this works now. Or I mean, I don't know. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? I know what it is. Let's go to the super base thing here. And I think I have a redirect somewhere on the login page, maybe. God, is it called sign in? I don't remember the. Oh yeah, it's sign in right here. And there might be a redirect on here that I may have hard coded. Input password, yes, here. And then this is a form. Where's to submit? Oh, submit. All right, where's the form? Form. And then it goes to all sign in. Okay, so let's go to all sign in. And then all sign in will redirect to wherever the origin is. But it definitely didn't do that. If error, we're going to do that. Otherwise, we're going to do this other thing here. All right, what's the origin? Request URL origin. Actually, yeah, this doesn't make sense why this didn't work. I'm not satisfied yet. Let me log out. All right. So I'm on localhost, log in. I'm on localhost, sign in. All right, and then we'll do this. Oops, not UO, IO. Okay, we have issues right here. And why isn't it not remembering? All right, let me persist logs. All right, log in. All right, let me clear everything. Oh, wow. Did I even get a request? Yeah, I'm logged in successfully. Why is this not taking me to the right place? All right, we need to look into this. So we're gonna first go to the thing here. Oops, I deleted the wrong thing. My gosh, what am I doing in my life? All right, so I'm gonna first log out. And I'm expecting to hit, let me put it right here before this error happens. Come on, go away, God damn it. You haven't been helpful this whole time. Now all of a sudden. All right, cool, so, oh, it's erroring, I see. Oh, it's because I put in the wrong password. My gosh. But actually that, man, I shouldn't have just, I'm gonna put in the wrong password on purpose this time. So we're just gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I want to see what this origin is here. Right, this is the issue. How in the hell is the request origin? Oh, I know what it is. I know what okay. I know what it is. Oh my gosh. This is almost a non-issue. So here's the problem. I cannot log in on the HTTPS side. And the reason behind that is this is being proxied. So from the perspective of the app, all of the requests are indeed coming from port 3000. So I wonder if there's like a refer here that I can get access to. Let's go to the watch here, see what we can get access to. So we'll go to the request URL. Actually, no, we're not going to go to the request URL. We're just going to go to the request this time. Request. And there should be a, okay, we don't have it in context anymore. It's been thrown away. But there should have been a, what do you call it? Like maybe a refer, maybe that, I don't know. Or I have to tell the app that there is a proxy in front of it. I don't know how to do that in Next.js, so I'm not going to do it. What I'm instead going to do is just not solve the problem, but instead circumvent the problem this way. So what I'll do is just remove the HTTPS bit. HTTP. Yeah, we'll just do this, and we'll log in this way. Gosh, go away. Fuck. Oh my gosh. Just like leave me the fuck. All right, there we go. All right, now I can I can type. Sometimes I hate 1Password because it'll pop in and interject, and then it won't actually be helpful. It's just like, oh my gosh, go away. All right, so this should work. Yep. Great. Now that I'm logged in, I should be able to do HTTPS. Like so. So long as I'm logged in on the browser side, I think that the cookie will still be here. Yes, look at that. So given that this is working this way, we're good. So let's try to log into Slack. All right, I get this code, and then I forgot to, okay, did I at least write it? Yes, look at that, okay. Paying dividends. Accept, something failed. User, null, error, auth, API error, valid job, unable to parse. Wait, oh, okay, okay. This right here, this error, I want to say is happening in my check for auth, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I am mistaken though. So we have next server app route dev. Yeah, here we are. So this happened in my thing, and it's like auth callback, which is the I do authentication, and I can just show that right quick. So we'll say Slack auth, whatever that is, and right here where I'm doing this, this is the authentication, and that's likely the thing that's failing. Let's confirm though. So we're gonna log in Slack again. I'm already logged in, but I'm not actually storing the details. All right, so yeah, we get cookie, and then there's the thing. I should get back a user, hopefully. So the user is null. Oh, that's the issue. Invalid job. Okay. All right, what am I getting then? What is this auth cookie? Oh, I forgot. Okay, I remember. So when I get this cookie, it's a string, but what I need to do is I need to parse it. Yeah, I need to parse this, and this is an array. So the key is this first thing in the array. So yeah, let's do that right quick. Let's finish that off. Yo, what's up, Cannabis Botany? Good morning to you as well. This project, this is the same project, the Slack bot thing. I don't know, it's just my excuse for content. I don't put too much into the actual project. The project doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. So I'm going to say it probably should matter to you. Although if you do care, then it's my little tool that I'm using to help automate some of the things around the streaming and video production that I'm doing, so that I don't have to do any work. So the idea is that I will do these live streams, and then I can have my AI agent create a transcript, generate the description of the video, generate the title, maybe update technically the video, add in timestamps for certain topics, add in timestamps as well as the licenses for this music. So I stopped getting these copyright notices. Also posting to social media. So not just posting to social media, but also coming up with the post to post. So if I want to advertise the fact that I've done a live stream on Twitter, I don't really want to go to Twitter and do anything. I would instead prefer to do my live stream, have this thing figure out what it is I talked about, because I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, and then kind of like give a synopsis and then include a link and then say, all right, go and post this on all of the social media. So that would be on my Instagram, on my LinkedIn, on Twitter. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't really deal with TikTok, but like stuff like that. So that's what this project is. Now, does that matter to anybody? I don't think so. I notice a lot of people ask us if it matters. It's just like, don't really matter. From my understanding, most people don't understand what the hell I'm doing anyways. That's me, you know. Hundreds of people have asked these questions. I'll answer, or I don't know, just like, oh, why'd you ask? And I would like to say that I'm used to it, but I get this often where people will ask me, what do I do? Or what am I doing? And I'll explain it, and then it's just like deer in headlights. It's like, why did you ask if you didn't have the capability to understand? I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying in general. All right, so here's what's happening. This cookie is not a cookie, so I shouldn't even call this. This is, I mean, it is a cookie, but there's other things in the cookie. So what I'm gonna do is we'll say cookie as JSON, I don't know, something like that, and then we're just gonna try to parse it, I guess. And I don't know if this is gonna work. It may fail, but hopefully it doesn't. So we'll grab our auth cookie, like so. In fact, I don't even want to call this an auth cookie. I want to just call this a cookie. I'm gonna keep it auth cookie because it's gonna jack up other things. All right, so we're gonna get the whatever this is, cookie as JSON, and then let's just print out whatever that is. So my assumption is that I should be able to just say, do this right here, where I can say, I don't know, user token or something like this. We'll say auth token. And then we can say equals cookie as JSON, like that. I should be able to do that. And then what I actually want to put in here is not auth cookie, but auth token. All right, so let's try this again. We'll log in. We'll allow. Yep, do the thing. We get a cookie. This parse thing could fail, but it doesn't. Look at that. Look at that. It don't fail. So I want to get the 0th item. So that's going to be this auth cookie, and that's exactly what we get. And then we should now get, I don't know what that was about, that second one, but we should get a user this time. Yes, look at that. Console user, that's me right there. See, that's me. I'm authenticated. And then we'll finish off this process. All right, look at that. So now I actually get back who I am. And this is useful. I think this is why I gave up last time. Is I was like, I don't know why I can't figure out who I am. But now that I know who I am, I can now associate this data with the user. What is this data? Well, let's go look at it right quick. So where are we at? Not that. Oh shit, did I not write it out? Oh no, I did write it out. Here, right here. So I need this right here to be associated with someone, so that whenever I get, you know, request to the server and like I get some information like this, I can figure out who it is. Right? That's it. It's just the So I'm gonna see if I can have ChatGPT extend this for me. That would be ideal. I don't want to have to do any work. Oh, wait a minute. here's the issue with copying the script. I forgot that I'm storing this in a bucket, like a column bucket kind of deal. So the data that I need is in here, right? It's just integration configuration, which is this JSON B thing. What I'll do is just throw Slack in there. So I got to figure out where am I, like, do I have types for this integration configuration thing? I think I do. I think that's typed. Yeah, let's look. Integration config, maybe it'll find that. Really slow. I found it. Yes, we do have a type. Look at that. So we have Google, GitHub. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a Slack integration type. So we'll do interface Slack integration. All right, and what are some of the things I need to keep? Well, there's the app ID, I guess. So I'll put that in there. I don't actually know if I'll need it, but I don't know if I won't need it. So I'm gonna add it for now. And then we have the authenticated user. So we'll say read-only user. You know what? Maybe I'll call this authenticated user. Authenticated, or you? No. This is the user ID. We'll just call it that, user ID. The scope, I do need to, wait, do I need to keep that? I don't think I need to keep the scope. Yeah, I don't need to keep the scope. But I do need the access token. I don't know if I need the bot user ID, but I don't know. I'm gonna put it in there. Read only. For what it's worth, I've never done anything with Slack, so I'm not an expert. I don't know what you need for Slack. I haven't read the docs. I should read the docs, but I haven't read them. So let's keep that in mind. So we have our bot user ID. And technically, well, I'm gonna not do ID because we know what it is. And then I have team, read only, team. And this is the workspace thing, I think. So we're gonna have the ID, which is a string. And then we're gonna have the name, which is the workspace. Don't care if it's enterprise or not. Yeah, cool. So we have our new Slack integration, and we're now gonna add this here. So we'll say Slack, or we'll just say Slack integration. Right now, none of this is optional, so I have to go and fix it. That's why I have this default integration configuration. This makes my life easier. Instead of me having to check for null all the time, I just have a send like a default value, which represents emptiness, which is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna fill it in. We just have our Slack thing. Go ahead and put our comma here. And we need an access token, which is gonna be undefined or null. And these can all be undefined. Oh wait, I didn't make it where, okay, I have to do that. Yeah, sure, we'll make it all undefined. There's a better way of doing this, and I should do it that way, but I'm not. Maybe I'll do it as I'll leave it as a refactoring exercise for the future, maybe. So we're gonna get this or undefined. All right, and the reason for that is that I want to just put undefined, and if I put undefined, that means that it doesn't actually get written here in the database. That's the only reason why I'm using undefined. It's just how this thing works. Like, or how Superbase works. If you give it a value undefined, it won't insert it at all. So this is kind of like I'm letting my database determine what I do in my app, which you never should do, but that's what I'm doing. So yeah, find bot user undefined, and then team is also undefined. cool. And I honestly, bot user, bot. I don't think this matters right now. I'll deal with that another day. All right, cool. So now I have my default value, which means that I should be good because of, yeah. So let's see. When I redo this, yeah. So when I redo this, I should see some Slack stuff when I start saving it, which I'm not doing that yet. So I got to figure out how to update my configuration. I forgot how to do that because I haven't done this in a while. So let's see if I can find this easily, quickly. We have the integration here, which looks to be only types. Yeah, it's just types. How in the hell am I? Oh, here we are. So it's all in Supabase. Here we are. Update integration configuration. This is the thing that I want to use. So then we're going to go back to here. And where is it at? Try. We get the data. Oh, wait. No, wait. Oh, yeah. This is where I want to do it here. I want to do it here. So if there's not a user, we're going to do the thing here. And then we're going to return the thing. And then we're going to get back this data right here. This is it. So we'll put that here. Let's import it. This takes in the user ID. So I need to, yeah, so I have a user. So we'll say user.data. Okay. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Okay, I see what I forgot. This returns two things. Or does it? It should. Oh, I forgot. It's because I'm doing or null. Dang it. So let's do this. So we'll say auth. We're just gonna call this auth, and then we'll say const user. Or if there's no auth, how about that? So if there's no auth, we'll say you need to be logged in. We don't care about any of that anymore. All right, so now that we know that there's auth things, then we want to pull the things out of auth. And I should have a pattern established for this, but maybe I don't remember. All right, so we're gonna get data, which is the user. So we're gonna rename that to be user. Like that. All right, so now we have our user. So now user shouldn't be user data, it should just be user dot user. No, screw it. We're gonna do data dot user. Screw that. I'm confused. Data dot user or not. Interesting. All right, so if there's no auth or if there's an auth error, how about that? If auth dot error, then so I think the first thing that I want to do is if there's an auth error message, so we'll say auth dot error dot message, or we'll do that. So now I don't have to worry about this error here. And then data should actually be what I think it is now. And it's not. It's still not what I think it is. Data. Wait, Oh, I am dumb. This is me being stupid. Okay, so let's rename this to be user, like that, and then we're gonna say user dot okay, dot user, fine, dot ID. I don't like this. I really don't like this data. Yeah, oh my gosh, I hate this. And I know why this is the case. It's because this can return null. I'm not sure why it gave me that, but maybe I won't say or null. Yeah, let's not have or null. Let's just get an error. I see, but I see why I'm doing it now. Okay, so we're gonna return early. We're gonna say if this auth cookie. No, it's not even that. It should be if auth token. So we'll say if not auth token. What I want to actually do is return from here. So I'm just gonna copy this. And the response is no auth token included. All right, and now I don't have to worry about checking to see if there is actually a token. Can I find name auth token? What about now? And this should be a string right here. So because this doesn't know that this is a string, I don't want this to be any. What I'll do is this right here. We'll say string. So that way we get typing here that this is a string. All right, so we're going to return, and then we're going to check auth if there's an error. So now we're going to just get the error in the data directly. So we'll check to see if there's an error. Then we'll do some stuff with the error. And this time it won't be an or situation. It's just the error. And right now I'm returning it because I need to for me to know what's going on. I'm the only one using this, so it's fine. All right, so now that we have our error condition handle, now we should be able to get our data. Or not. Wait. Are we back here again? Oh, I see what's happening here. Let's rename this to user. And I guess we'll go back to user.user. Except it could be null. God damn it. So yeah, we'll say if not user, or if there's an error. So if there's a user, so we're back to this again. So we'll say user.user. Wait a minute. No, we'll do it backwards. We'll say error message, or it's just going to be could not find user account. I don't know, something happened. I don't know. Can I do it now? Is it gonna allow me to access this thing now? Yes. Perfect. Okay. All right. My gosh, that took forever. This is why you should like remember what you do in your code by being consistent. All right. So what else does this take? This takes in 3 arguments. It takes in a config. Where the hell do I get in config? All right, it takes into configuration. Oh wait, I know where I get that. It comes off the user because I was smart once upon a time. So we're gonna do user.user.config maybe? I don't know. Let's go and look. I have forgotten all of this. Oh, wait a minute. I know what's going on. I didn't even have to do all of this. I've already done all of this inside of my auth file here. Yeah. Okay. So I already had this. Kinda. Not really. Not all the way. This is only for requests that are coming from the client side. What I could do is expand this to either take in a request or to take in the actual token itself, because that's what this is right here. This bear token. That's what I'm getting out of my cookie. Unfortunately, I can't overload this in the way that I would like to. Or maybe, yeah, because the types, because of types. But we'll see. Let's try it. We'll say async. Function, and then we'll say auth2. And this will take in a cookie or something like that, like basically the key. So we'll just call it the auth. Take auth. And this would basically be the handle bearer thing right here. So it would just be this. So try that, and then catch something. I'll just copy all of here. All right. And we want to return this. So we'll say return whatever that is. Await that. Auth would be a string. And this is technically like a user key or something like that. I forget what it is. Let's call it a key for now. So it's much easier when it's this way. The problem is that I don't think that I can call this authenticate, even though the function signatures are different, because this is JavaScript. So I can either do something where, you either give me a request or you give me the string, and then I do some type checking to say, all right, well, what did you give me? And then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just do that. So you're either gonna give me a request. I don't like that. Never mind. I'm gonna call this authenticate too, or authenticate with cookie. How about that? We'll say with cookie. Make this a little bit bigger because I think I need to see both of these at the same time. I wasn't expecting to need to extend, like basically implement a new auth strategy, but I get that's what I had to do. So this is a request. So what I'm gonna do is take all this logic out because I'm gonna use it in more than one place. So we'll say authenticate with cookie. We'll take in the cookie. Actually, no, we're not gonna take in the cookie. We'll do that. We'll just take the request. Yeah, sure. We'll take the request. But if I'm taking the request, const off. Okay, I see. All right. I see. All right. Here's what I think I'm going to end up doing. Instead of doing this check here, what I'm gonna do is also include another thing for grabbing this cookie. So we'll do this. We'll say request headers, cookie get, like that. Oops, cookie. We're going to call this auth headers. And then this is going to be auth cookie. Okay. So there are two things that I want to do. So if there isn't an auth header, we're going to, well, it's technically we're not going to do this. We're going to do one or the other. So we're going to say if there's not this or not that. And we can use the Morgan's Law to flip this, actually. To say if not... man. It's a little more challenging now that I think about it. So I only want to throw an error if both of these, like if this is true. So we're going to say not this and not this. And we can use the Morgan's Law like I was saying to, wait, what did I just do? Oh, here. Yeah. And we can use the Morgan's Law to simplify this a little bit. So we'll say if there's not an auth header and there's not an auth cookie, we'll just say header, auth headers, or cookie must be included. All right, cool. So now that we have this, we know that one of these is true, right? So this bearer auth. I don't know if this is indeed going to be bearer auth, right? So I got to first figure out what type of auth am I using. Oh gosh. So let's rename this to type of auth. And we're going to say that if the auth header right here, so if there is an auth header, and the auth header's last index, if there's no bearer right here, then we know that this is then we know that this is not cookie, but the other one. Gosh, what is it? The integration, I think. Yeah, so if there's an auth header, but it's not that, then this is an integration. All right, and then we're gonna have another one. We're gonna say if there is an auth header. In fact, I think at this point, yeah, I think I have to check if there's an auth header again. We'll say if there's an auth header, oops, and no, we're not gonna do that. So we're gonna say or if the auth cookie. So we'll say auth cookie. I don't know why that's a question mark there. That's weird. So yeah, we're gonna say auth cookie, and then we'll say auth cookie. So we'll do cookie. Otherwise, we'll do bearer, like that. This is ugly. This is a mess. This is probably a better way of doing that. But what I'll do here is then we'll say type of auth. Call that auth type. So if the auth type is bearer. Then we want to return await handle bearer token. And then we're just going to pass in the auth header. We'll get rid of that. Arming of string or no? Wait, what? What the hell is this talking about? Ah, I see here. So at this point, I'm going to say that this can't be null, but I'm probably wrong here. You know what I mean? So we're going to say cookie, and I'm going to do the other one first. We'll say integration. And we'll dump the auth header in here. There has to be a better way of doing this. I don't like this at all. So we'll do case cookie, and then we'll return the same thing. We'll say await handle bearer token, and we'll just put in the auth cookie at this point. So we'll say auth cookie. Then I can get rid of these. Yeah, right. This right here is disgusting to me. See if we can have GitHub Copilot clean this up. Oh yeah. Give me a second. Let me, Okay, so let's see. Yeah, this right here, we can't do this. This is terrible. So we're gonna say make this simpler. See what it comes up with. I actually don't think that this is simpler. So I'm not gonna do it. All right, so let's move forward. We get back key. Wait, what's this key? Return handle all. Wait, why did this change? Key? Handle bearer token. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, I forgot. So let's delete that. Forgot that I decided to go the route of extending the current implementation. So it's a little bit more complicated, but yeah, I had to check them both. All right, fine, whatever. Let's just see how this is working. So now with the update configuration, I should get back a user now. What else? I thought I returned something else. Handle bearer token. Yeah, see? Look, this should be returning this right here. It's not returning that. I'm getting back something else. Oh, it's because I'm dumb. That's literally the whole point. Okay, so I'm not done with this function. So if this turns out to be a cookie, I need to do some more work. So we're not gonna just return here. The first thing I need to do is grab the data that I need out of the request, which is basically this right here. So we're gonna do that. Except we've already got the cookie. So we're just gonna parse it at this point. So we'll say auth cookie. And we need to import, we need to import that. Is it not cookie? Okay, there we go. So now we can parse the cookie. And then once we parse the cookie, all of this stuff is basically this. So we're gonna do this. Like so, except it's not called whatever I just called it anymore. It's called, oh, it is auth cookie, but okay, I see. So wait, why is this not? Oh, I see. Okay. So, god dang it. We should just call this cookie. Parse does not exist on string. Oh my gosh, let's call it C. I'm overwriting these names. All right, C, how about that? We're gonna call it a C. Oh my gosh, this is painful. And then this right here is the actual token. And this should probably not be hard-coded the way it is, but I'm gonna leave it for now. And then we parse the cookie. We grab the auth token. And then we're gonna handle the bearer token with our new auth token here. Like that. Now, one thing that I would like to do is return an error. Like right now, I'm returning this right here, but what I really want to do is return this right here. Must include like auth or something. Must be authenticated. I'm gonna just do that. Screw it. We're gonna say that. Oh, wait a minute. It's because, dang it. It doesn't like that I'm returning this response, so I won't. I'll just ignore it for now. I don't want to deal with types right now. But in the future, this also should do the return, so I don't have to do any of that here. Like this check if it's too much. But I'm gonna deal with it for now. Okay, so now that we have the handle auth, we should wait, auth token. Okay, now we should be good. All right, so as a result, I should be able to remove all of these except for that. And then we'll say const auth is equal to authenticate. We need to await that, authenticate. And we're gonna pass in the request. So now we can say if auth, or if no auth, I guess, because it could be undefined, then we'll just say, not able to authorize. I don't know, unable to authorize, or maybe there's an error, hopefully, but there won't be. Failed. Actually, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna ignore it if it's undefined because I don't want to be authenticated with testing. But from here on out, what I'm gonna have to do is I'll put it in for now. So we'll just say not auth. Eventually, we're going to want to return the next JSON response thing right here. with a status of error. So we'll do status of unauthorized, like that. Maybe I will do status dot unauthorized. Yeah, there we are. Okay. So I no longer need to get the user. So we'll get rid of that. Why? It's because, huh? All right, so because my auth now takes care of handling all of the user and all that stuff for me, I should be able to get this from here. So I either get back a profile or I get back an error, I think, or undefined. Yeah, I get back a profile or undefined. So let's rename this from auth to profile. We'll call it auth. And here we'll say const whatever is equal to auth. And I think user is one of the things that I return. No, it's ID. Okay. Interesting. I could have swore I returned the user. Handle integration key. Profile ID, integration config. Huh. I guess I don't return the user. I don't understand why I don't. Or why not, so maybe I'll return it. But for now, I don't need it, so I'm not gonna worry about it for now. The profile ID is good enough. That's the same as the user ID, so we'll put in profile ID, or just ID. And then instead of, wait, what does that say? The user ID, and then the config, okay. So the config comes from auth, which is the integration configuration, this thing right here. So I think what I need to do is give it the new configuration. So what I'll do here is first spread out the existing configuration, which is on auth. And honestly, I shouldn't call this auth. This is really the user, like a profile or something like that. This needs to be awaited. Now, why is this upset at me? GitHub, Slack, settings. Yeah, this should have. Integration configuration. Yeah, that should work. I don't know why that's not working. Well, I'm not really sure why this one isn't working. Oh, GitHub. Okay, I've done this in other places. I am just going to go and refer back to how I've done this in the past, because I don't remember. Oh, yes, ma'am. All right, so the cleaning folks have just, oh wow, I've been doing this for 2.5 hours. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back in a bit. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna be back for, oh wow, I'm bright as hell. I'm gonna be back for I don't know, like 20, 30 minutes. I gotta take my dog out. I just realized. Should probably take him out. Uh, I could have it where it's like I'll be right back. It'll be like 20 minutes because I like to actually walk him around the block a few times. 25 to 30 minutes, a mile. So the question is, do I just leave the stream running and then come back, or do I just start another stream, which is what I normally what I would normally do. Anyway, so I was going here to look to see how I was using this, and it seems like what I do is I just give it to new configuration. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just give it a new config. But for now, I'm gonna just put in the integration or the current configuration. And why does that not work? Does this not behave the way that oh, okay. Oh wait, I don't know why this isn't working now. Excuse me. Is it because my integration configuration doesn't return what I think it returns? Probably. Let's close some things. Having all of these files named the same way is incredibly confusing. Just gotta throw that out there. Yeah, this should be an integration configuration. I don't understand why this isn't working this time. Oh, okay. So integration configuration or null. Oh, I see. So, okay. So we'll say or default, but I thought that was already the case. Where if I give it nothing, it gets the default. Huh. Let's import this. Oops, I realized I'm not even sharing my screen. So we're gonna try to figure out why I can't get my default config. Oh, it's because I didn't, okay, it's named something else. Okay, now we're good. Okay, now we're good. So, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do new config. And this is gonna be equal to, if there is a integration configuration, then we're going to yeah, so if there is an integration configuration, then we're going to return this. Otherwise, we'll just return the default configuration. That's not what I wanted. Default that, and then we'll do the default of this too. So whatever the current one is. And then what I want to do is I want to change the things that matter. So for this, it's going to be Slack. No idea why. Oh wait, I do know why this is working. Let's give this a type. Integration configuration. Now I should get back some type of support. So we're going to say Slack. That's going to be equal to something. And then in this case here as well, Slack is going to be equal to something. I wonder if the config that I'm returning here, it could be null, I think. Yeah, all right, so yeah, what we'll do here is we'll say default or default. No, not default. What do you call it? This right here. So that or the default, whatever that is. That. Now we don't need to have this ternary BS. So we'll get rid of the ternary BS. Let's make this just be undefined for now. Dang it, didn't copy the comma. That's the only reason why I did that. All right, so we'll do app bot team and user. So, all right, now do I care about whatever this is in data? I don't know if I do. We're gonna rename the Slack data just to make it less confusing for me. Slack data, Slack D, slinging that Slack D. All right, let's delete all that. We don't need any of that anymore. All right, so we get our Slack D, then we create a new config or an updated config. So we'll call this updated config. All right, and then what I want to do here is pass in that updated configuration here. Maybe. Oh my gosh, let's call it the name. Okay, so let's put the actual things in here that I need. So I have it here. All right, so it's data dot something. So this is going to be Slack data dot app ID. Oh wait, no, that's not app ID. This is access token. So we're going to do, I'm going to do it this way, access token. And what I need to do is check to see if this response, if it's okay before I try to get the JSON. Right now it's just happy path, but you know, it's important to keep in mind that that could absolutely fail. All right, so app is just going to be the app ID. Bot is going to be the bot user ID. And the team is going to be Slack data and then team and ID. All right, so we're gonna get our ID and we need the name. And that's basically this right here with name. Oops. And this needs to be surrounded by quotes like that. And then the final thing is the user, which is the auth user ID. I think, yeah. So that's gonna be Slack data, basically this right here. So we'll say auth user. And then the ID, like that. Get rid of one of these commas. All right, so now we have our updated configuration where we do the update and then we return, you know, some stuff. So let's return a message. And we'll just say wrote new configuration or added Slack to configuration or something like that. To user profile. All right, I'm not going to include any other information for now. All right, let's see how this goes now. So when I log into Slack, what should happen, hopefully what will happen, is it'll put the information in here. And now I'll have these tokens readily available. So if I want to use them instead of using what's in my environment, what's hard coded, it'll use it from here. So this is only half of what needs to be done. But let's first see if this is working, right? Like I've done a lot of stuff and you know, maybe I've broken something. I am going to put a breakpoint right quick. I don't trust myself. You know what? Let's just see. Let's try to see what happens by just doing it. Authentication error. Okay, all right, fine. It didn't work. Authentication error, cannot read properties of undefined trim start. Okay, I know where this is happening. This is happening in the authentication area, and it's because I assume that there is a string, and there may not be. So we got to go and deal with that. Remember, I updated this function, so it's now doing things that it wasn't responsible for doing before. So we got to figure out where in the world this is failing when this trim start. Where is trim start? Oh, here we are. So it's happening here. Okay. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I could go and fix this, or I can just hack it. I'm gonna just hack it. So instead of I'm gonna do this. We're gonna return, not that, the cookie. Wait, where is it at? Yeah, right here, where it says auth cookie. I'm sorry, auth token. Instead of doing auth token, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna say bear. Oh man, this is probably not good, but I don't care. Whatever, fuck it. So now let's try this again. All right, look at that. So we now got past that, so we're good. So let's do the things, do the other things. All right, Roscoe, we'll go in a second. Just give me some time. All right, we get back our Slack data. We get back our updated config. Do we have Slack in there? Look at that. We got Slack in there. And then let's hope. Okay. Wait, what did I just do? Okay. Okay, that worked, I think. All right, we refresh. Look at that. Bot Slack, we got it. It's in there. So now that it's in there, here's what we get to do. So on the right, I guess we should just look for a symbol called right to Slack or something like that. Slack. Man, this is so slow. Why is this so slow? Let's try just go into Slack right quick. Here we are. See where it's like I'm sending the message to Slack. Well, now instead of wait, where's it at? Where's the actual Slack client? Here, right here. So now instead of creating this client, you know, just once, what I'm going to end up having to do is create the new client inside of here whenever I send a new message. And then I need to include, you know, this, whatever this bot auth token crap is, which I now have. All right. So yeah, there's that. All right. It's 3 hours. I know I said I asked the question, should I just be right back or end the stream? No one responded. So I'm going to end the stream here. Y'all have a good rest of the day. I might be back later. Peace.